Ya va a comenzar, ya va a comenzar.
Sorry.
Good morning, everybody. Today has been a really difficult day so far in Kerr County, and we'd like to share with you some information about our response. We are currently in an extremely active scene right now. There are assets deployed across the county to help start the recovery process from this catastrophic flooding. I have with me today much of our command staff, and today you're going to hear from, this morning, from County Judge Rob Kelly and Kerrville Mayor Joe Harry, standing right behind me, about our response. Again, please understand this is an ongoing, very active scene. We're going to give as much information as we can, but please respect the fact this is, we have every single asset possible available to us that has been deployed for this recovery. So with that, we'll open up to a few questions and statements. So statements real quick from Judge Kelly.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone for being here and being part of this response. You need to know that the response is being led locally, but also at the state level, with very active participation. I was awakened this morning with a phone call from Nim Kidd, who is the Executive Director of the Texas Department of Emergency Management. And we were on their radar screen. And as we were walking out of the Sheriff's Office, we had a call from Senator Cornyn. I've been in touch with both our state senator and our state representative. And we have assets available. There's a lot of discussion about casualties, how many fatalities, a lot of discussion about how many people are missing. And I've been advised not to use any numbers. We do have some numbers, but we're not going to use them at this time. We'll have another meeting. What, 3 o'clock we have another one? Yes, sir. And hopefully be able to flesh out some of those numbers. But suffice it to say, this has been a very devastating and deadly flood. I happen to live on Highway 39, which was the Guadalupe River this morning. And from the benchmarks from the people that my wife bought the property from years ago, this far surpasses the 87 flood. I'm happy to say that the water did not get in the house. It got my office and the fence and the gate, the outbuildings, but when you look out your front door and you see the Guadalupe River running, it'll wake you up. With that, we can confirm that we are jointly working with each other. We don't have specific counts on the number of helicopters or different pieces of equipment at this point. Again, we'll probably try to have a little bit more information about that at 3 o'clock. But what we need is cooperation and prayers. And for the cooperation, if there are any people that are interested in trying to donate anything to help us with this response, please do that with the American Red Cross and identify this event, the Guadalupe River flood, and let them handle that. And with that, I want to introduce the mayor. We share responsibilities. Both I do the county, he does the city, but he is the senior emergency manager for the city. Mayor?
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for being here. My role today is to say thank you. Thank you to the men and women who are working to save lives, save property. This came at night when people were asleep in bed. Please pray.
And with that, we'd like to open it up for questions.
Kayla Washington here with KSAN.
Wait,
Please, Sam.
the report was that we had numerous kids from Camp Mystic missing, and I just saw that they may have been all accounted for. Can you guys confirm that the camps are accounted for at this point?
Okay.
I can respond to that. We can't say for sure that they're all accounted for. We know that there are some missing. We know where some of them are stranded, and we've worked to confirm that with the people out at Camp Mystic. But in terms of exactly how many are missing and unaccounted for, we're not sure about that number. But we have a bunch of them that we're trying to get back.
Yeah, I'll fill in on that, pretty constantly talks out of Austin. These kids, were they in trees? You know, where were these rescues and how were these rescues done?
I don't know the answer to that question.
And by who? Was it, National Guard, DPS?
I don't know.
Jayla Washington here with case, and I know you guys aren't giving specific numbers. Would you be able to give us any indication of the people who you guys have found who unfortunately did pass away? Are they older, are they younger?
Actually, most of them, we don't know who they are. We're having to fingerprint them at the funeral home. And one of them was completely naked. We didn't have any idea on him at all. So we're trying to get the identity of these folks, but we don't have it yet.
There are other camps that we are having viewers ask us about, the Heart of Hills Girls Camp and another Boy Scout camp. We have a lot of parents who are watching right now who are concerned about their kiddos at several of these camps. Have you heard any?
We have a lot of camps.
Right.
And I live right across from Rio Vista Camp. There are questions about that too. I don't know any specifics about any of the individual camps. What I do know is that everybody is doing their very best and trying to get this identified as much as we can.
Parents who have their kids at these camps, how can they find out if their kids are safe?
Call camp.
Do we have any idea how many rescues you've already attempted this morning, swiftwater rescues? Any ideas on that?
Dozens.
Can you talk to us about what kind of warning system might have been in place last night, just to make sure that everybody got out safely?
We do not have a warning system.
Earlier, I was told that the boats couldn't even be deployed near the Junction Highway. The boats were on standby, they're waiting on aircraft. Is that still the case right now? These are all aircraft rescues of both camps?
I don't know anything about that.
Judge, why weren't these camps evacuated yesterday? Texas Department of Emergency Management put out an all call and said, there's gonna be a problem. We knew there was gonna be a problem. Why weren't these camps evacuated?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
Well, you're the judge. I mean, you're the top official here in this county. Why can't you answer that? There are kids missing. These camps were in harm's way. We knew this flood was coming.
We didn't know this flood was coming. Rest assured, no one knew this kind of flood was coming. We have floods all the time. This is the most dangerous river valley in the United States.
I agree.
And we deal with floods on a regular basis. When it rains, we get water. We had no reason to believe that this was gonna be anything like what's happened here. None whatsoever.
Do you have any streamlined process for reuniting families who are still?
Yes. We have some reunification locations. In West Kerr County, it's at the Ingram Elementary School. And for here in Kerrville, it's at the Arcadia. And then they'll have to coordinate, you know, ultimately, they do have to coordinate to see who we have and who we don't.
There were some families who were telling me at Walmart earlier that, you know, obviously they were very thankful for the help, but they were saying that there seemed to be some confusion regarding where to go to find your family members. Is there gonna be one streamlined process to try to keep everything organized here?
We have the two locations. That's as good as we can do right now.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to these families? Anything that you'd like to let them know about what you guys are doing right now?
All I can tell you is that everybody is doing everything within their power to get these kids out, and take care of the adults as well, and get them reunified. But that's all we can say is we got a whole lot of people that are in the sheriff's office, a whole lot of people with KPD and KFD, and we've got the state.
Can you speak to the specifics of what all the agencies that have been brought into the community to help with this event?
Well, obviously, there's the DPS, and I work with MKID on TDM. Do we have any others at this point?
Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Yes,
Texas Parks and Wildlife, Texas
Yeah,
Task
go ahead.
Force.
Thank you. So some of the resources that are out there right now, we work with Texas Department of Emergency Management through their processes and their teams. And by the way, I'm Dalton Rice, the city manager for City of Kerrville. Through TDM, all the different assets can be deployed throughout the state. So through different start requests. So both the city and the county issued disaster declarations recently. We are in contact with the governor's office. There are even federal assets as far as Coast Guard. So we are working with as many possible agencies. We've had cities reach out to us across the board within the region to offer their support.
Dawn, can you speak to?
Just one more question, please.
Dawn, can you speak to, like, city infrastructure, water and power and sewer right now, since the river, you know, probably compromised the water treatment plant?
Yes, sir. So KPUB, our Kerrville Public Utility Board, they reported recently about 2,700 outages. They are currently ongoing. Most of it was down power lines. I know my house is still without power. We have multiple sources of water, typically groundwater and surface water. With the floods like this, we did have a little bit of damage to the surface side, and we shut it down just because of the chemicals in the environment side. We are operating off of well water currently. We do encourage everybody to exercise extreme conservation. We are currently not in a boil water notice, but you know, that could change. So as we continue to work through this, we will continue to communicate and update anything as far as water, mostly water and power. But please conserve. We are working with various shelters. I don't have the list on me, you know, right now, but I know that's circulating. We are working with some other donations and providers for bottled water, for food, and for other resources, along with children. I did just get a report too that we do have some mental health task force as well that are in the area, should we need any mental health task force as well.
Anything to do with evacuations now, because the rain does continue, anything that you want to tell people out there while you've got the audience here about if people need to evacuate with the rain and the water continuing?
Yeah, last question on the evacuation piece. We obviously, this is a very ongoing situation. We're continuing to monitor the weather, pay attention to what your local new media sources. We are continuing to get information out there. We are encouraging people to either shelter in place where they can. We are not seeing a lot of the small creeks be hit, which sometimes do happen. This is a more widespread North Fork, South Fork issue that all kind of converged and hit everything at once. So we encourage people to shelter in place. If you can, stay home, stay out of high water, don't drive into unknown waters or floods. We know this is a significant event. Use caution, use discretion. Don't be getting close to the water's edge. This is a very quickly moving river and things can happen very fast. So with that, we want everybody to be safe, and we will have another meeting at 3 o'clock.
Can you just get the towns that are actually under evacuation orders right now?
There is no official evacuation order as far as the cities or towns themselves. So no evacuation order has been issued across the cities or counties. This is mostly just small subdivisions or RV parks or certain key assets within or areas within the city and the county. So, thank you.
So let's get
Can I ask a question?
one question.
Thank you. There are a lot of questions about why people weren't notified and what we did locally. I think that it's important to know Code Red went out this morning, correct? We had KPD since early this morning
All right.
talking on Facebook. There were warnings, and I saw Tatum there today at Command Center at 7:30 in the morning.
Real quick on this one, I was running the river trail at 3 a.m. this morning just because I'm that guy, and there was no signs of it. The rain was here on the river trail, which is down below at the water's edge at 3:30 and 4 o'clock when I left. There was no signs of it rising at that point. This happened very quickly over a very short amount of time that could not be predicted, even with the radar. Our team constantly reviews radar, constantly has NWS, or National Weather Service messages. We send them out on a regular basis and we communicate effectively. This is not like a tornado where you can have a siren. This is not like a hurricane where you're planning weeks in advance. It hit hard, and things like this happen in a very strategic, very isolated area. And when those two things converge, you have what happened today. So this happened within less than a 2-hour span, very, very quickly. So thank you.
That's going to conclude what we're going to do right now. Please follow us on Facebook, Kerr County Sheriff's Office, as well as the City of Kerrville. We do release information there, and we will have media advisories coming for another update later in the day. Thank you.
The next conference will be here as well.